Have you ever stopped for a moment and questioned your own thoughts? Not what you are thinking, but why you are thinking it. Because here is something most people never realize. Your brain is not always your friend. It is constantly creating stories, assumptions, fears, and illusions, and you are living inside them without even noticing. In this video, I am going to show you 10 mental mistakes that silently control almost every decision you make in your life. And the most dangerous part is this. You might already be making them right now without knowing it. So if you watch this till the end, you will start seeing your mind in a completely different way. And maybe, just maybe, you will finally take control back. The first mental mistake is overthinking. Overthinking is not just thinking too much. It is your mind getting stuck in a loop that has no exit. You think about one situation, then you analyze it again, and again, and again. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if I fail? What if I lose? And slowly, reality disappears, and imagination becomes your prison. The problem is not thinking. The problem is thinking without control. Because controlled thinking leads to solutions, but uncontrolled thinking leads to anxiety. And most people don't realize they are not solving problems. They are just multiplying them inside their head. The second mistake is negative assumptions. Your mind tries to predict things without evidence, without facts, without truth. Someone doesn't reply to your message, and immediately your brain says, "They're ignoring me." Someone looks serious, and your mind says, "They don't like me." But reality is usually very simple. People are busy, distracted, or focused on their own life. Yet your mind creates a whole story, and you start reacting to something that was never real in the first place. This is how unnecessary stress is born, not from reality, but from imagination. The third mental mistake is comparison. You compare your behind-the-scenes life with someone else's highlight reel. You see people online, smiling, traveling, achieving, and you think their life is perfect. But what you don't see is their struggle, their failures, their silent battles. And in that moment, you start feeling behind, incomplete, not enough. Comparison does not inspire you. It quietly destroys your self-worth. Because every time you compare, you forget your own progress, your own journey, your own growth, and slowly, you stop appreciating your own life. The fourth mistake is fear of judgment. This is one of the strongest invisible controls in human behavior. You stop yourself from doing things, not because you can't, but because you are thinking, what will people say? And slowly, your decisions are no longer yours. You start living for approval, not for purpose. But the truth is, most people are not even thinking about you. They are busy worrying about themselves. Yet your fear makes you smaller, quieter, and less free. The fifth mistake is making decisions based on emotions. When you are angry, you say things you don't mean. When you are sad, you make choices you regret. Emotions are temporary, but decisions can last a lifetime. And this is where most people fail. They confuse feelings with facts. A feeling can change in minutes, but a decision made in that moment can change your entire future. That is why awareness is important. Pause, think, and then respond. The sixth mistake is procrastination. You tell yourself, I will do it later. But later slowly becomes days, weeks, months, years. And suddenly you realize you didn't run out of time. You ran out of discipline. Procrastination feels harmless in the moment, but it silently steals your future, because every delay becomes a lost opportunity. The seventh mistake is validation addiction. You start measuring your worth based on reactions, likes, approval, attention. If people praise you, you feel valuable. If they ignore you, you feel invisible. But your value was never meant to be decided by others. This dependency makes your emotions unstable and your identity weak, because you stop trusting yourself and start depending on external signals for self-worth. The eighth mistake is victim mindset. Why does this always happen to me? Life is unfair to me. This mindset removes responsibility from your life. Instead of asking, what can I change? You start asking, why me? And the moment you shift into victim thinking, you stop growing. Because growth requires responsibility, not blame. The ninth mistake is consuming without applying. You watch videos, read ideas, learn concepts, but nothing changes in your real life. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. And in today's world, people are addicted to learning, but afraid of doing. But transformation does not come from information. It comes from implementation. The 10th and most dangerous mistake is lack of self-awareness. Most people don't observe their own thoughts. They just experience them. They don't ask, why am I feeling this? Why am I reacting this way? And because of that, their mind controls them silently. Self-awareness is the ability to watch your thoughts instead of becoming them. And once you develop that, you stop reacting blindly and start living consciously. If you understood even a part of this video, then you are already ahead of most people, because awareness is the first step toward control. But remember, knowing is not enough. Change only happens when you start observing yourself in real time, in real life. So now the real question is, which one of these 10 mental mistakes are you still making? And more importantly, are you ready to change it?